Okay, so I'm starting this video for like the 5th time now, which is just great. But basically what I was going to say is that I have a lot of respect for you guys. And frankly, I think I love you a bit, you know. And I think honesty is the best policy. I had no video for this week. And I already made a video about James Charles. And then more things happened about James Charles. But frankly, I am sick and tired of hearing and or seeing James Charles. So I was kind of hoping that my last video about James Charles would be in fact my last video about James Charles, but it's not. It's this one. And I'm hoping that this is kind of like the finale of the James Charles saga. I just want him to go back to doing his makeup. I don't know, am I asking for too much that I want a makeup guru to do their makeup? Now, I'm not trying to get sued. Okay, I know that's a weird way to start a video, but I'm just not trying to get sued. So let's just collectively, as a whole, throw some words out there. Right, I'll start. My opinion, allegedly, presumably, reportedly, supposedly, that's all I've got. My degree came in very handy today. I'm glad I'm paying 30 grand for that. If you have any other words, let me know. I don't know if it's crazy. Like, let me know if this is a crazy concept. I just want a makeup guru for once to just do their fucking makeup. And that's it. Don't throw racial slurs out there. Don't snake people out. Don't fake cry on camera. Don't do any of that. I want a beauty guru that is just a beauty guru. And you just film makeup videos, turn off the camera, and you live your best life. Am I asking for too fucking much? Just let me know. Let me know. Because so far, we have Laura Lee crying in Gucci. We have Manny MUA, the snake. We have, Jeffree Star's past. I don't know what the standpoint is on Jeffree Star anymore. Do people love him, hate him? I don't know. And then we have James Charles, who just thrives, lives off of scandals. I want a beauty guru who is honest and real, but also just does makeup. Just focus on what you do best. But then again, some of these beauty gurus aren't even that great at doing makeup, so I guess scandals is all they've got going for them. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing James Charles all over my timeline. People just talking about him, talking about ticket prices and what not. So I think this is a great finale. This is a great video to just end it all and for me to just be like, this is it. I think the main reasons why I'm sick and tired of James Charles is his attitude towards relationships and life and the way life should work. And that is usually fueled by his slightly money hungry vibes that he gives off. Once again, allegedly, my opinion, don't come for me. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I am a big fan of money. If money wants to come my way, I will not say no. I think there is nothing wrong with maximizing your profits. But there's limits. And my limits are probably at the $500 per ticket line. That's my limit. Mid-rolls, they're always great. £20 t-shirts with your name on them. Amazing, fantastic. Love that for you. $500 tickets for a tour to see you do a karaoke sesh on stage. I'm happy for you. Highly debatable. This video of him singing has been circulating a lot on Twitter. It's actually from 2018. He did a tour in 2018 where he did this performance, and I'm going to use that word very loosely here, okay? He is clearly lip syncing in that video, and you can tell because he's doing way too much with his hands. It's almost like he's trying to make up for the lack of singing talent, Please dial it back. And also, don't lip sync on stage. I don't know if, once again, am I asking for too much that when a singer comes on stage to sing, they're actually going to sing? And yeah, I do understand that there's a lot of actual professional singers that go on stage and also lip sync, but that is not an excuse. There are also a lot of people out there that are murderers. Does that mean that I can go out and kill people? I mean, if you want to see my last video where I talk about the other two situations, then it'll be in description. But if you just need a quick little breakdown, there was SugarBearHair, which is a vitamin company that is allegedly and also presumably, apparently, and reportedly and supposedly a scam. And they are basically a vitamin brand that mainly focuses on hair growth. And they recently came out with vitamins for like anxiety or something, and they sponsored James Charles. Allegedly, it was purely for security at Coachella, but then he did put #ad in his story, which would insinuate that he also got paid for it. Now, if you don't understand how that's a big deal, his best mate, or ex-best mate now, Tati Westbrook, has a Halo Beauty company, which is also a vitamin company for hair and skin. Can you see how that's a bit of a problem when your best friend is promoting your direct competition? Then it was his $500 tour ticket prices, which also just not that great. Mainly when there's people like Billie Eilish, you know, people with actual talent, who are charging $200 for a meet and greet and like $100 for a normal ticket, and he's charging I think $50 for a general admissions, and then $100, $250, and then $500 for a VIP meet and greet. If I just told you, okay, there's James Charles and there's Billie Eilish, there's a $500 meet and greet and a $200 meet and greet, which one is which? And you definitely say Billie Eilish is charging $500 and James Charles is charging $200. You wouldn't expect the YouTuber to charge $500, right? And I personally, correct me if I'm wrong, think Billie Eilish has a little bit more to offer when it comes to, you know, singing and performing and all that stuff.
Sitting all alone, mouth full of gum in the driveway. My friends on fire in the back of my car, lay their bodies.
I caught the horses in the back, horse stock is attached, hat is matted black. The boots in black to match. You can whip your horse.
So I think if any of them was to charge $500, it should be Billie Eilish and not James Charles. But the last situation that people were kind of upset about, upset's a good word, I guess, was his Coachella boyfriend. Basically, James Charles was, first of all, people thought he was doing something inappropriate on a Ferris wheel. I'm trying to stay monetized, right? It's a bit difficult. Yeah, he was allegedly doing something inappropriate on a Ferris wheel. Hasn't been confirmed or denied. So James always jokes about going for straight guys and trying to turn them gay so that they would like him back, which has always made me feel slightly uncomfortable. Even before any of this happened, I was just like, just let people be into what they're into. Does that make any sense? Let people like what they like. If someone likes females, they like females. If someone likes males, they like males. And if someone likes both, then great. But don't try and change people just because you find them attractive, because you feel like you deserve to be with them, you know? And it's always made me feel a bit uncomfortable because it almost seems like I'm famous and rich, so I can have anyone. Even if they're not ultimately attracted to me, I'm gonna make them be attracted to me. And it must just be me being salty because obviously I am a straight female that happens to be into males, and James Charles with his Tesla and LA mansion is a bit of a competition for me. So James, please just leave the straights to us non-Tesla owning girls. Thank you. But I don't actually know who's at fault. Like, all jokes aside, I don't actually know who's at fault because I wasn't there and none of you were there. So I don't know why everyone's all of a sudden got some kind of an opinion about this relationship when none of us were there. We have James Charles's story and we have Gage's story. But frankly, with every situation, there's 3 stories. There's the story of the 2 people and then there's the actual truth. And we will never actually find out the truth because we weren't there. So this should realistically be the end of the video, but I'm going to keep on going. From what I'm seeing, James Charles made a big fuss and called him a con artist because he was embarrassed. That is my opinion on that. I think James Charles didn't realize that they would publicly get caught together and then realized that he got rejected publicly and was a bit embarrassed. So then he called him out for being a con artist when really, I don't think Gage is a con artist. I just think he was trying to figure out if he's into James Charles or not. But that's my opinion. Now, Gage was allegedly trying to figure out his sexuality, which is a fair move. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you can, try and figure it out. I found it very, very weird that James Charles in the text messages was like, no, you can't figure out if you're bisexual or not because you're a con artist. Like, he almost just was like, no, you can't figure out your sexuality. For anyone to say that is kind of fucked up, but for James, like this big advocate for LGBTQ rights, to be like, no, you can't figure out your sexuality, fuck you, is kind of ironic and hypocritical. James, how about you let people figure out what they're into without making them feel bad about it? I don't know, just an idea. I think even just putting the sexuality aside, Has James Charles ever heard of, because that's what this was. Dating is when you go on a few dates and then you try and figure out if you're into the person or not. And sometimes, just sometimes, you will go on a few dates and realize that you're in fact not interested in the other person, and you will then have to call it off. Does that make you a con artist? Absolutely not. There's almost this trend with like, the more followers and subs you have, the bigger your ego, and any rejection is just like unbearable to you because you in your head think that everyone is going to find you attractive and that everyone's going to want to be with you. And when someone doesn't want to be with you, you get upset about it. I've just seen this pattern. Another thing that bothered me is how much James used the excuse of, but I took you to Coachella, which is all good and well, but it gives me nice guy vibes. And there's nothing that I hate more than a nice guy. I don't mean actual nice guys, like guys that are nice. I'm talking about the typical nice guy. You know, the nice guy stereotype. They're usually the most toxic and manipulative I've ever seen, who think people owe them their love and affection purely because they're nice. They usually have nothing else to offer. No personality, no ambition, no goals in life. Just the fact that they're nice. And James is very much giving me nice guy vibes, because it's this like, I took you to Coachella, so you owe me love and affection. And it kind of makes it look like James only took Gage to Coachella to get something from him, and not just because he wanted to spend a nice weekend with someone he was interested in. And I think that essentially is what it should have been. It should have been, I took you to Coachella because I wanted to spend time with you, regardless of if you find me attractive at the end of it or not. And not, I want to take you to Coachella because I want to get some. But yeah, can we move on to someone else now? Because I feel like even fake Danielle Con being pregnant was more bearable than all of this. I don't know if that's just me. I just felt like it was more of a joke than anything, and this is like too serious for my liking. And there's this weird like, oh, is James a predator or not? And it's like, I don't fucking know, because we weren't there. And it's like, his ticket prices are too high. Yeah, they are, because he's low-key a bit money hungry sometimes, and he betrays his friends all the time. And yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to see James go back to doing makeup. That's all there is to it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything, comment down below, and subscribe, because I post videos whenever I used to post every Fridays. From now on, we're posting just whenever that's the new schedule. So turn on post notifications and subscribe, and then you'll know when I'm posting. Follow me on all my socials, they'll be in the description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.